judge me, man. Don't judge me. Black is beautiful. I swear to God. If it ain't messing in me, as usual, man. Flawless and seamless, man. That's what we do, man. Oh, I got shit all over the place. That's cause we getting live with the. Where my other shit at? Yeah, we getting live and raw and uncut, man. I've been doing a lot of thinking, doing a lot of drinking. So check it out. Um, Y'all know the name of the game, man. Business is never just business. What do you mean business is never just business? Straight like that. In order to have good business, they say you have to foster foster good relationships. How do you foster good relationships? You gotta get personal with people. You know, business and relationships is kind of like that's old school credit relationships. You build a rapport, you build some trust, and you see if you can do business, which is hand to hand transaction or borrowing with the intent under certain terms to pay back your debt in order to keep your business running. You might need some supplies, collateral, things of that nature. But they say separate your business from your personal life. How do you do that? Because when you meet people, especially I won't put it up there. When you're supposed to meet people, it's supposed to be supposed to cultivate the situation. You want the right appearance, the right you want to bring them the person you're trying to get their attention. Like when you're courting a woman, or vice versa, you want to bring them into your world, or you at least want to create a world that's palatable to them. Find out what they're used to, what they're into, and create an environment, or invite them to an environment that is comfortable and more optimal to the situation. To say, hey, you know something about me. Hey, you've been checking up on me. Hey, how'd you know I like this? Hey, how you know what I mean? When you're doing business, you got to get personal with people. But how do you get personal with people in this day and age? It used to be like, you had to know somebody's mama, where they came from. What's your last name? What side of town you came from? Who your people? This is how you get into the gatekeeper stage. If you even going to be able to have the opportunity to talk with the person in your father, they might. What's your last name? Anderson? Oh, fuck Anderson. No, I don't fuck with no Andersons, man. My daddy told me not to fuck with no Andersons. I can't do it. Andersons, they got bad shit going on in their blood. They don't ever do good business. Anytime I hear, you understand what I'm saying? So how do you operate, and build these relationships business-wise without getting personal? Because today's day and age, we look at data sheets. That's pretty much where we're at now. In short, it's a data sheet process. What's the credit report? What's the business credit report? What's your resume? What's your portfolio look like? And they kind of check that out first. It's not only people, places, and things, but I think it works backward in that capacity. Look at the places and things you've been, and things you've done, and then they look at the people attached to the things you've done and the places you've been to. So we all are not born with silver spoons. We're all not born with relationships. So how do you build a proper relationship with a person to be able to conduct business with them without getting too personal? It's a very thin line. It's a very thin line. Of course, the easiest way is to tell personal things about yourself. Again, you got to talk about your family, you talk about your kids. You talk about if you like to golf, things of that nature. But there comes a day and time that, unfortunately, where if you relinquish too much information, that's where the game gets tricky, and people start using your personal information, the personal things they know about you, to exploit you. So that's what makes the game tricky and makes the game hard as far as separating. Now, just as like when you fishing, you only put so much bait on the line to go ahead and reel in the candidate, whoever the person is, you're trying to close the deal with. But at a certain level of game, once you start, there might be another venture or something they want to get into, and afraid that you might dominate that lane. So they'll go ahead and start using personal information that they think may cause ill effect to your competitors that you might be trying to make a bid or get a new, a power position, a power move in on. Um, Things like that happen all the time. Again, that's part of business. And the more educated we are going into the business sector, whether you're an entrepreneur or work for somebody, you got to know it's a dog eat dog world. You got to play the game. You give just enough information to get let in, but not too much to get your head cut off. It's a very tricky dance in this world, to getting money. You need to build relationships. You have to build relationships, people, places, and things. Again, the people want to check your resume, want to see where you've been, what you've done, and then the people attached to those things. So you have to build your network with some savory and potentially unsavory characters. And in building that network, it's like chess. It's easy to build, but the thinner you spread yourself of building here, building there, building there, the more potential you have to leave yourself exposed on different fronts. You leave yourself vulnerable on different fronts. This is business. This is big business. This is little business. But a lot of people who are on the lower end of the scale who don't really care, don't really feel the brunt of what I'm trying to say and what I'm explaining to you right now, they think the world, what they call it, you green behind the ears, you wet behind the ears. I'll just go to school and I'll study hard and, I'll go ahead and get my best grades and apply for the job and, I'll just go to the top of the list because I had a 4.0, GPA, magnate come lude come luda, all that, and, you find out you may not get the job. You find out you may not, or you get the job, but it's not, it's not a unilateral position, whatever they call it. It starts at a base. You thought you was going to be here, but you're in this section, but at the bottom of the section, cooking up today. So to get the best run in life, to get the best opportunities, people, places, and things. What have you done? Where have you been? And then who's attached to it? What's the brand behind it? What's the sponsorships? Who else? Like when we're doing the dog shows, we're looking for sponsorship. We all check when somebody's soliciting for sponsorship. Who else picked up a sponsorship slot already? Oh, such and such, but they only did such and such. I don't really know them too well like that. I seen them around, but I don't know them, so I don't know if I'm gonna pick me up a sponsorship slot yet. Check the update list, check the post, see what's going on. Oh, such and such company in Kendall went ahead and took such and such sponsorship. Oh shit. Oh, my people there. Oh, I know they're gonna show up and show out. And they normally got a nice little following. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put my bid in, and I'm gonna pick up a sponsorship slot too. This way, I'm partnering up with my people that I know. It's comfortable for me to be there and politic with them and their people when we get there because we got a good rapport, great relationship. I'm vested in the situation. Then you go do what you do and meet new people off the strength of you being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and do such. So again, people, places, and things. But if you don't align yourself in a correct manner with people, you're never going to get ahead. And you have to do that knowing that you're going to expose yourself on different fronts. Now, when you get more seasoned in the game, you got to really play the game. You got to learn how to expose yourself to a certain degree and cover yourself, just like boxing. You got to know how to fend that off and cover yourself and expose yourself for that shot. You know what I'm saying? It's the same kind of logic. But with that being said, sometimes we go down. It depends. It gets down to when you forming a relationship of how bad you want it. When you forming business relationships, it's how bad you want it. And I always say everybody has a price. Everybody got a carrot dangling in front of their head. You know what I mean? Everybody has to lift up the proverbial skirt. Everybody has to kiss the ring. They say, "What do you mean?" I'll never sell my soul. I mean, the world is is set up in such a divisive way to give you different avenues to be able to explore and entertain things that you're able to do in such a way to where you think you're not selling your soul. You know what I mean? But certain things are attached to certain things that are attached to certain things, you know, that you're getting your money from, that you're getting your resources from, that you're, you know, it's probably part of a such and such association where one of your mentors came from, but they're part of such and such group, and such group is tied into such and such over in this country, and they do this and that and the third. You know what I mean? But that has nothing to do with you, right? That's like the kids getting the benefit of the basketball court that was just rehabilitated by the drug dealers. But then the cops come, they got to tear the parks down. We did a drug raid. We found out all the money from the park, the rehab, all the swings and seesaws and new grass and stuff came from drug dealing money. So now we got to demolition the whole goddamn. But the kids don't have nothing to do with that. But it's all attached to something. So with that being said, you gotta know what you're doing. The bigger picture that somewhere up the ladder, as far as you trying to get your accomplishment to reach your goals, you're gonna pass some wolves in sheep's clothing. Some wolves in black sheep clothing. How about that? You understand me? It's gonna happen. So again, you know, going into this world of business green, thinking that everything's happy-go-lucky, and as long as I do the 1, 2, 3 and put my best foot forward, nah, there's levels to this shit. You gotta make relationships. Relationships establish your foothold. The foothold establishes your network. And the strength and I was about to say too many big words. But the strength of your network is I'm gonna say not validity, but the value puts the value. If it ain't messy, it ain't me. It adds the value to your namesake, your brand, if you will. Once you go and try to meet somebody else, again, hey, I'm gonna use Burger King or something. You know what I'm saying? I'm Burger King. I've been around for a little bit. You know, we really just getting our kickoff on the ground right now. I'm trying to see if we can go ahead and you know, well, who do you know? Shit, I know Wendy's. Oh, you fuck with Wendy's? Let me call Wendy's and see if Wendy's fuck with you. Call Wendy's. Wendy's like, oh yeah, I know Burger King. They cool. Yeah, they came through the crib last week. Yeah, they all right. All right, boom. All right, Burger King. Who else you know? I mean, Wendy's said he do cool, but I mean, shit. I know Fuddruckers. Man, Fuddruckers ain't been popping in a while. Who else you know? McDonald's? Oh, shit. You know McDonald's? I've been trying to holler at McDonald's a lot. Let me see. Give me your phone numbers. Let me get a reference check. Hey, McDonald's. Yeah. Are they good? Burger King good? Yeah, speaking of. So y'all come on through McDonald's. Make sure y'all have a good time. Again, you start facilitating these people to get to those people. You know what I mean? It's about that network and your stronghold. But how did you get there? You gave personal information to make these people comfortable enough to trust you. When you talk about your school, you just don't say, oh, I have a 4.0 and, you know, I really bust my ass. They want to know how you got the 4.0. Where'd you come from? You know, what kind of family did you come from? What kind of job did your mom see? It's not just a job. They ask about finances. How'd you come up living? What's your mentality? Do you have a hostile mentality? Did you grow up in the city, in the projects, or the trailer park somewhere? Or are you a hungry motherfucker? Like a security clearance check. You know what I mean? If you put this in front of you, is this person liable to go ahead and take this? With that being said, liable. Are you a liability or your asset to this company? Like, can I trust this person working with $100,000? Can I trust this person working with $1 million? Where'd you come from? What school did you go to? Oh, did you get on scholarships, or did your parents pay your way hard cash? Are you a trust fund baby, or no, are you work 10 jobs just to go ahead and it took you 6 years to go ahead and get you a bachelor's type person? We want to know. So once you expose yourself and give this personal bit of information to said people you're trying to close in and build your network with, you move forward. You get the green light. All right, we know you. We feel comfortable with you. Come on in so you can get this money. Hopefully you can back up and do what you said you could do, which is why we're here talking, because you said you can make us some money, and you definitely know we can make you some money. Boom. Climbing up the ladder, feeling good, feeling right, feeling extra bright. Dang, I think I want to open me another Burger King joint just for shits and giggles over such and such. Well, the person that initially got you in the door, that validated you through Wendy's and McDonald's and wanted to get the McDonald's, finally got the McDonald's. So they really don't need you. And now they see you going for try to expand your Burger King or whatever your franchise is to another situation they kind of had their eyes on. So eventually you bump heads, right? It's inevitable because you doing what you do. You thumping. Now they're like, damn, I can't let Buddy go ahead and get the zoning clearance on this property over here to put the restaurant up. What can I do? Hell, I know I've been around a little bit longer. I know the zoning manager. I know such and such down the lease officer, the management officer to this property over here. Shit, let me go ahead and make me a couple phone calls. Now I ain't gonna be, too salty. I ain't gonna be sea salty, but I'm gonna be a little bit Morton's with the umbrella salt. I'm gonna put a little fine, let that thing burn. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. This is a super burger. Yeah. How's it going? Great. So how's everything going on with the properties? Oh, everything's going great. Fine. Hey man, did you hear about this Burger King guy? He's like, oh yeah, I got him. We're about to close in. Seems like a good guy. I know, but such a crybaby, right? Like cries over the craziest things. Well, what do you mean he cries? We don't want crybabies watching over our money. I'm just saying. I seen him last week. He was crying. I don't know if he's the man for the job, but I tell you what we can do. We can back that up with 30 years of pure solidarity and camaraderie. We've been doing this so long. Hey, let's move the crybaby out the way. Let's talk about people with no tears, because I ain't got no tear ducts. We don't never cry. And you start to use information that you have to exploit your competition with the personal information. Ain't that tricky? People say they won't sell their soul, but everybody got a price. That's just my personal and strong opinion. And with that being said, hey guys, this break is brought to you by Get More Graphics. They take care of all our vinyl banners, stickers, car magnets. They do our embroidery, special occasions, birthdays, you name it. They got what you need, man. Just click the link below. I said click the link. That's that Doja. Check out the link below and go holler at them, man. They'll take good care of you. Continue watching the show and just remember, if it ain't messy, it ain't me. Let's get to that money. Let's get to that money. Let's get to that money. Let's get to that bank. Let's get to that money. Let's get to that money. Let's get to that money. Let's get to that bank. I'm over here super sauced. Why? Because I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I'm back and I'm messy. We're super messy. I got my hookah warming up. So yeah. So personal information and why business and personal is always a delicate dance. It's always a delicate dance. When you're dealing with these dog shows and different venues, whatever your venue is, but I'll say like leagues, like sports leagues and things like that. When you start to, I tell people a lot, when you start to try to get these sponsorships and things like that, it's going to always be about the who you know. I always say get to know God first, because God is the first and true and the last shepherd, of our journey. But the influence and the your elevation in whatever game you in, it's always going to be on who you know. But you got to know something. So it used to be a what you know, but now it's a who you know. More of the who you knows, a small of the what you knows. But if the if the who you knows get you in the door, and you're not able to perform what you said you know, that makes you, again, that fucks up your credit. That fucks up your credibility and the person that vows for you. You can go back to, again, take it to each level of life. The streets, you fucked up your voucher. Now your word is shit, and you put a stain on their word, because now the people that they have relationship is questioning them, their judgment. Who would you bring into our fold? You didn't vet them. You vouched for them. You didn't check them out. You put everything we had on the line for this. Yeah, but they told me this and that and the third, and they came from such and such side of town, so I figured. Now they bringing all the personal references out of why they allowed you into their business. But they said never mix business and personal affairs, but I don't think it'll ever happen. The more and more you conduct business, that's why they had these secret, like these little parties, is wild sex parties and shit. When you start going to high corporate office, hey man, let's go out and hang our hair down. It's the same shit, same rituals, different levels of the game. They want to bring you some strippers. They want to bring some drugs out, some coke, some weed, some drinks, some goddamn acid, mushrooms, this, that, and the third, man. Have you tripping out your mind. Got you videotaped. Got you in a vulnerable moment to say, hey, we caught you. We caught you slipping and lacking in case we ever need to go ahead and blackmail you. You know what I mean? In case we need to go ahead and extort you. So we letting you in, but we got this on file and footage in case you ever want to act bad or try to, get a little big for your britches, get outside of our reach. You want to be too independent. Because once you win, again, the sponsorship, this I brought you in the fold. When you have a sponsorship or a partnership, the general rule is, hey, your face can help reach people I can't right now, to help make me money. And of course, you want to use our base and our strength and our voice to bring more faces to you to make you money. So I want to make sure I lock in this relationship ironclad. So I make sure you don't go nowhere, because I ain't going nowhere. And me being the big homie, I got 30 other ones just like you anyway. So that's why I'm blackmailing and saving this to extort you, because I can cut you out the picture at any given time. Well, what you mean? People act like that in the business world? Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's why you see all these damn people on these politicians and shit. Fucking, yeah. They want to get such and such institution. They rumored Bill Cosby. They had rumored, they had to sit old Bill down. Said he was buying too much stuff. They rumored every celebrity that damn near done died over some bullshit. They was about to do a major acquisition. Truth be told, but the conspiracy, the disdain, the blackmail, the extortion comes from they're gonna bring up side bitches. They're gonna bring up that they was gay or something. They're gonna bring up that they got illegitimate children on the side just to steer people off so they can go ahead and broker this deal, get this deal up out of their hands. This is the world that we live in. She ain't hitting right just yet. She need to seal up. I'm going to have to catch her on the next break. But this is the world we live in. Like, they say don't make, but I'm trying to give you I'm giving you this information so you can understand and engage on how you engage with people when you're trying to do business. If you don't know how to talk to people, you're dead in the water. If you don't know how to cater to people, you're dead in the water. If you don't know how to be in a very humbling state of mind or physical state of mind, but still show a little bit of presence, because you can't be so meek and mild that a motherfucker think they can run all over top of you, because that's not going to that doesn't make you look like an asset unless you look like a pussy, in my strong opinion. So you got to go be able to stand to a certain degree, but at the same time, present yourself in such a way that, hey, I think this could be a great relationship and I kind of need you. But if you look thirsty, like, hey, man, I can't do this shit without you. I really need you. That's definitely on some God's favorite shit. Some like, why are you coming at me desperate? Because nobody, it's just a rule of thumb, man. Nobody, I don't give a damn how hurt you looking. You seen The Pursuit of Happiness. You got to look the part. We done talked about this shit over and over again. You got to look the part. If you look thirsty, you look broke. I told y'all about Tyler Perry. No, nobody would have took Tyler Perry's scripts and, while he homeless on the street, smelling like garbage and whatever he was going through. He had to present himself, clean himself up a certain way, present himself to be able to bring them play scripts and be able to get a building, to have people audition for these plays and productions that he put on, to get noticed by the bigger screen and bigger audience. So rule number one is, I don't give a fuck how you could be dying of total body failure, dehydration, but you can't look thirsty when you're trying to approach this business game. It's just the truth. It's the sad truth. People, places, and things. They want to know where you've been, what you've done, and the people attached to it. Now, if it looks like by the optics that you got a bunch of broke bums attached to your shit, you're not gonna get an earshot. No one's gonna listen to you. You could be the smartest motherfucker in the world and smell like dog shit, and before you can say hi, they gonna go, ugh. Ooh, buddy, security, get him out of there. It don't matter. You never look thirsty, so you got to be on some Will Smith, Jaden Smith, Pursuit of Happiness shit. And you got to look the part. You got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Do what you need to do and make your hustle, make your finesse game, make it work for you. If you need to go ahead and hustle up $40 to take your ass to the Goodwill to get you a nice dress or a nice suit and a pair, half-ass decent shoes that you can rub some Vaseline on and make look shiny to be able to go ahead and walk and meet the person that you need to meet at lunch and look some kind of presentable with a cheap Walmart watch. And that's what you need to do to be able to get in, initiate, engage, and initiate and somehow cultivate and foster the relationship. You got to be able to look the part, and then you got to be cool. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Be Cool with The Rock, and Andre 3000, John Travolta was in there, but you got to, your swag, you got to know how to breathe. Talk normal. Talk with such a hunger, but not that you starving. And you could really need this situation when you're trying to build this relationship. It's a balance. Hey, where you from? Oh, I'm from Philly. Da da da. What side? Oh, West Philly. Da da da. Well, North. Da da da. Oh, so you probably came. No. It definitely was challenging. But, coming from that definitely showed me how to get through adversity, blah, blah, blah. That's how you work that, oh, man, me and my mom and me and my dad never, and it was so hard, and I really had to, like, nobody wants to hear that. And the people that do to me, they go ahead and they recording this shit on how to exploit your ass in the end game, in my strong opinion. Again, when you get into these relationships, you want to give just enough to get in the door, but you can't give too much, because you give too much, that's when they're going to come for your throat. You can mark it down. You can say what you want. That's in any religious sect or nonprofit organizations, in any fraternities, sororities. Like, it's that, to me, watching through sociology eyes, like, that's human nature. It's human nature to me to see that type of shit. You could be just fine, buddy, going through your fraternal class together, going through the ranks and shit, and somehow, at whichever step of the process or after the process, if y'all make it through, there's going to be a time where you're trying to get somewhere and they're trying to get somewhere at the same time, and it goes back to cardinal law, dog eat dog. What can I do to shine and show that I'm better? What can I do to exploit this person's weakness? Do I have to learn his weakness, or do I have to hang around long enough to learn it, or do I already know it from learning him before, and now I just get to exploit him and cripple him right now? Right now. This is how we think. This is how the world truly is. This is how the world operates. But they say you can't mix business with pleasure. Well, how do you get your foot in the door? Hey, let me go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and go to Roof Chris. Let me go ahead and get my man a bottle of 1982 red. And be like, oh, okay. How'd you know I like red wine? It's my job to know. It's my job. You see, that's the finesse. Oh, it's my job to know my clients, my prospective clients. Oh, it's my job to know you collecting and doing research on all their personal information to bring them in, and then you do your business so well to where they actually want to be your friend. You start at college and be like, man, you're so cool, you're so down to earth, and you spend a little time together. And you start to build a relationship. Now, some people would like to say, oh, we built a business relationship. This was off the context of business, but we didn't get the fucking until you told me some, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. We wasn't just gonna fuck. I had to know something about you, right? You had to make me smile. You had to make me giggle. Okay, come in. But I thought we was kicking. I thought, no. We met on just a fucking basis. No, we met on just business. Well, damn, I'm confused. You see how that works? It's a double-edged sword. Straight like that. This last break is brought to you by MeetTheDoobies.com. For another brief break, this is brought to you by King Pope Kennels. King Pope Kennels, they create produce badass American bullies, and they also fabricate custom stacking boxes and whelping boxes for you guys. They make it personal, easy, quick, and efficient to use and adjust. It doesn't pull out. You adjust the fly nuts on the side and slide it back. Stack your dog up. You know the law. Stack up or shut up, man. Appreciate you guys. Continue watching the show, and always remember, if it ain't messy, it ain't me. Straight like that. Um, yeah. Again, the process is the same. Whether you're trying to fuck something, you're trying to build a business deal. It's about how you people, places, and things. Ain't nobody finna let you fuck nothing unless somebody trying to you meet you a straight freak joint. But she wanna know where you from, where you at, what you driving. The same thing in business. Can I see your resume, where you came from, the schools? Hey, let's go out to dinner. Or they might, hey, how about we have a little barbecue? Invite the ladies, come to your crib. Oh, no, don't come to my house. Sure. I'm like, you work at this company. Surely you had a house that's worth $500,000 and you drive a Bentley or a Benz or. No, I figure we could go ahead and meet at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. Just dumb it down a little bit and really let our hair down and just kind of really get to know each other. So let's screw all the propaganda and all this business stuff. Let's just take the ties off. Grab a beer, some chicken, man. Everybody trying to fill each other out. Do we go uppity? Do we go down urban? Is he broke saying this shit? Or is he just a bougie motherfucker don't want to come to the hood type shit? Like, everyone's trying to see how comfortable we can get to go ahead and close this deal. Now, I know it may sound like I'm rambling or something, but I'm giving y'all jewels on how to get this money. Let's get to the 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 bank. Let's get to the money. Let's get to the money. Let's get to the money. Let's get to the bank. That's my joint, man. Shout out to Buddy. I'm going to go ahead and remember your name on TikTok because he got a little viral situation. That nigga cool, though. Yeah, so, P.S. I got my hookah right. Yeah, she hitting. That's that grapefruit. Yeah, so, I just want to give my 10 cents and 2 cents FYI because to make it in this world, you can't do it alone. So everyone who said they did it on their own and did it alone, that's a lie. I call bullshit. That's a lie. Right? First of all, it's a lie. Nobody did it by themselves. You had to borrow a book from somebody. You had to, that's not going to take away from your intuition, your tenacity, and your discipline that you use to motivate and inspire yourself. Self-motivation, self-inspiration, to be an innovative entity in this game, whatever lane you in. But you didn't do it alone. And for those who did it alone, I'd like to meet you and have a conversation with you. I truly would. I would like to have a conversation with those who said they did it alone. Some did it with limited resources, sure, but you never did it alone. And if you didn't do it alone, that means you met people. If you met people, that means you built a relationship that was cultivated and fostered to get you to where you need to go. And then once we able to get a notch in our belt and reach one of our benchmarks and destinations, we then become hoarders or gatekeepers, as they call it in the industry. Oh, I can't, such and such won't let me get to such and such. Now you're in a position that, you're on the upside of the position now. Now you know a few people. Now you've been around and somebody else is knocking on the door trying to get through. Hey, I'm trying to, get into painting buildings and stuff. I heard you was the best painting company and stuff. And he came up under C.J. Donahue, L.B. Riot, and Tamika Crash. How can I get in? What'd you say? Well, who you know? Who told you to call me? What's your references? Where you been? What you done? Or who did it with you? It always gonna go back to the same conversation. So again, it sounds like I'm beating a dead horse, but we're gonna put the Lazarus effect on this goddamn horse. We're gonna put the power and the blood of Jesus on this goddamn horse. We're gonna raise him to the dead and let this motherfucker walk away. We ain't gotta beat on a dead horse no more. I'm telling you how to keep the motherfucker alive. If you wanna do business, you gotta get a little personal, but not too personal. Because at the end of the day, Wu-Tang said it. You got to protect your neck, You got to protect your neck. You got to protect your investment. You are your best and first and last investment. And if you're not protecting, then that normally means you probably didn't hit that benchmark price for your soul. They say how much is your soul worth? When will you sell your soul? I'll never sell my soul. Bullshit. Bullshit. Again, that's just my strong opinion on how I decide to look at it. But you may say you didn't sell your soul, but you've sacrificed or gave up something that at some point in time, it ain't got to be a big thing. You know what I'm saying? But you did some dumb shit to justify the means to an end at some point in time on your journey. You've done some dumb shit. You know what I mean? You've done some dumb shit. But yeah. So at the end of the day, if it ain't messy, it ain't me. We're here. It's all about me. Motivation, inspiration, and innovation. Faith over fear. We've gotten here this far with faith, not because we're afraid of what the outcome is. But if there was fear, it was like, how long do we have to stay on this track type shit, but never what the outcome is. Even in our worst times, man, God has showed favor and purpose in my life over and over again, man. Just being able to speak to the people, motivate the people, you know what I mean? Inspire the people to go out there and go get it. You know what I mean? Let's get to this paper. Let's get to this paper. Let's get to this paper. Let's get to this bag. You understand me? Build your relationships properly, choose accordingly, and endure. Learn when the business is not working for you and cut your ties when you can. There's a certain way to cut ties. You can burn your bridges. Say don't burn your bridges. You know what I mean? That's the finesse of real business, because certain shit may not be working, but depending on how you exit out the situation, you're able to go ahead and look that person or that entity in the eyes again and try another situation again, or get another favor out of the situation that might help you. You know what I mean? Don't burn your bridges. You never know you got to cross that path again. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. So I challenge you to challenge yourself.